Good evening, everybody, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself on this early January 2nd, in some places, about to be the 3rd, 2026. I am Dean Ryan. This is a breaking news item here tonight, as we are here to tell you right here in the Real Deal Media newsroom that Venezuela is now officially under attack. And it is appearing to be by the Trump administration, as I called it, at behest, as you'll find out, by Israel. No coincidence that as we said good night to everybody and put our nightcaps on for the New Year's celebration, I did subconsciously think that this would occur. And I do recall saying that I will show up here for any and every breaking news item, as this is exactly what this is. Happening. So we're going to go to a live feed right now. And as we figure out here what's going on, this is live from Caracas, Venezuela, as you'll see, as the bombing campaign is fully underway.
Venezuelan state media has confirmed that the
I'm sure
country
there it
is
is.
under attack. A state of permanent mobilization has been declared. I repeat, the Venezuelan military has declared permanent mobilization.
Okay. So, all right. So, this
and we know
is.
that the Venezuelan defense minister was assassinated.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to come back to that 1 second here. If you are just joining us, this is a breaking news item here, as Venezuela is now officially under attack by the United States. A full escalation, a full-blown war has now started. It's going to ground the electricity, everything. The power's out in Caracas, Venezuela, as you saw right there. This is unprecedented. This is exactly the thing that people did not want. It is now happening. We're going to tune in just a little longer here, and I'm going to give you some of the updates from all of the interwebs that are happening right now. So let's go back to the live date, the live feed rather, of Venezuela under attack. So I'm not sure who this person is, but let's talk about there's some live action. Okay, here it is.
I'm not sure what this is. These could be U.S. troops shooting at some target there. Maybe they're going after VIPs. That could be some kind of incendiary machine gun fire. I don't know. Could be 20 millimeter or 50 cals. Looks like a full-on invasion is going on. That's what it looks like to me. But we are hearing that the Venezuelan defense minister has been assassinated.
Wow.
So, guys, this is the worst-case scenario. This is the game time right now. This is everything we've been talking about.
Okay, so I'm going to keep it on this live feed, and let me just give you up to date here why this is happening. This is, and it's no coincidence that this is happening now at the same time over there in Iran. There's now quote unquote uprising, okay, quote unquote uprising, which we know was, facilitated by the Mossad and CIA, which are two of the same in this case, in this scenario. So that happens just within the past 72 hours over there in Iran. Now, this is happening because why? We told you first. Venezuela needs to be captured by Israel using the U.S. military might, because their lead up to the war with Iran is going to cause the Strait of Hormuz to close. Therefore, the oil, the rich country of oil over there in Venezuela, is going to be used as a strategic oil reserve for the U.S. military. And it's, well, our next war that we're going to now see in 2026 is with Iran. This is why you always hear, and people have been saying, Donald Trump himself, oh, he's going to be, doing 3 terms. He's going to stay for 2028 because he's going to be a wartime president. Yeah, this is World War III, everybody, officially. You don't have to wait for the historians or the scholars to tell you. We have a blackmailed, compromised president. We have a blackmailed, compromised Congress and Senate. The United States is a captured country, and none of us wanted any of this. Even one of our colleagues just last night was pretty sure that there was not going to be a ground invasion in Venezuela, and I was never pretty sure that was going to be the case. I was never pretty sure. Okay, we are hopefully we are broadcasting live, and everybody can see us as we are on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and that's it for now. Yeah, everybody's waking up from the holiday hangover. This happened right in the thick of night, isn't it? Where I am in the West Coast, there is a naval weapons station not too far from me, and I cannot begin to tell you about the amount of military movement in the days and weeks leading up to this very moment has been endless, nonstop, excruciating, worrisome. That I can tell you. We have my eyes on the X feeds right now, and let me just say this too, okay? And I'm going to show you a clip here. This is also now on the heels of major announcements coming from U.S. Israeli sycophants talking about the new speech that's going to be coming to media, social media, to video platforms, you name it, coming this year. Now, that really piggybacks on what we were looking at just a year ago, January, going into the attack on Iran earlier in the year, about the department that Marco Rubio is now in charge of misinformation of war. And they're going to censor and penalize shows and platforms that put on the so-called wrong information. Hence why my channels are frozen everywhere, especially Rumble. So they preemptively struck me long ago, but you're going to see more of that as we go. That's why you have Mike Huckabee, Mr. Rabbi Huckabee, talking about like people should not get their information from quote unquote podcasters. You see, they're gearing up for the big war with Iran. And the question you should ask yourself too, and I ask myself, why is nobody of the superpowers stepping in and stopping this monstrosity, whether it's now, in Gaza or now in Venezuela? That gets into the greater understanding of silence and compliance as the world leaders are fulfilling, especially Netanyahu leading the way, they're fulfilling the Albert Pike fruition and the premonition of destroying Iran and Israel. So, as crazy as that sounds, you are witnessing history in real time. I tell you that. Okay, so let's see. We have people joining us. Baker said, my comment up. Yeah, I didn't take your comment down. There, B Baker, I'm so tired right now. Platform, Rumble, YouTube, they have like invisible algorithms taking people's comments down. Nothing to do with me. I don't even have moderators on YouTube, so that should tell you. So it's not me. No. Venezuela screwed with the U.S. elections. Yeah, this is not a response for U.S. elections for the machines. No, this is the strategic war front for the bigger war with Iran. That's the sales pitch for the alternative media that they're selling. You watch. I've been vindicated every which way up to this point. Not that I want to be. Susan, hey, can't sleep. Yeah. Okay. So let me show some other things. So here's some sounds and sights of Venezuela. Okay.
We have breaking news. Maduro has ordered all national defense plans to be put in place for implementation.
Oh.
Maduro.
So there you have it. Now, mind you, too, Venezuela highly critical of the Zionist state. They stopped doing business with Israel. It started with Hugo Chavez. It continued with Maduro, and that's another big reason because you can't have that in the new world that we're now entering. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so let's go to some other feeds here. Now, remember, there's going to be a huge crackdown on speech now because now it's time of war. You're going to be considered enemy combatant. You're going to be looked at suspicious. You know, you're going to be looked at suspicious. Okay. So we're going to look at the official statement of Maduro. I believe that is. This is all real time. Totally not planned for this. Probably not even prepared. Okay, so I'm going to show you this right here. This is an official statement from Maduro. I'll read it, but I'll show it to you first if I can, but maybe not. Okay, I'm going to read it to you right now. This is from the president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Here we go. I'll read a bit of it. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela rejects the reprobates and denounces before the international community the extremely serious military aggression perpetuated by the current government of the United States of America against Venezuela territory. And by the way, I fully intend impeachment hearings or something because no war was declared. No war by Congress. This is Bush. This is the neocons taking over. This is the greater Israeli project. Here we are again. So this is there's a lot of illegalities that were leading up to this with the fishermen and all that hoopla, because about fentanyl. Let me continue now. So he's now saying this act constitutes a flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter. Yeah, hell yeah, it does. Particularly Articles 1 and 2, which enshrine respect for sovereignty, the legal equality of states, and prohibition on the use of force. Such aggression threatens international peace and stability, specifically in Latin America and the Caribbean, and puts the lives of millions of grave risk. Yes, it does. This is Iraq. This is Baghdad all over again. And it's just getting started too. I mean, our name is mud. We're the only country tied to Israel by the hip. Now, the objective is this is Maduro's statement. The objective is to attack is none other than to seize Venezuela's strategic resources. See, he's watching the show. He knows, particularly its oil and minerals. Mm-hmm. So all the people that are saying this is about the election machines, all these CIA analysts, let me tell you why they're saying that. It's for the alternative media to eat that up because guess what? They have investments in this. They want this to happen. They're invested in the minerals. They're invested in the contracting with the firms and the PRs. Believe me, I know. I've seen it firsthand, and I know the people involved in this. But now Maduro is saying they will not succeed after more than 200 years of independence. The people and their legitimate government remain steadfast in defense of sovereignty and inalienable rights and decide their own destiny. Okay, so he's continuing to go now. He's talking about the force of regime change and the fascist oligarchies at hand, and he's spot on with that. Yeah, and he continues by saying the Bolivarian government calls on social and political forces, all social and political forces in the country, to activate mobilization plans and repudiate this imperialistic attack. The people of Venezuela and the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, huge militia over there, are now prepared to defend their country. Simultaneously, the Bolivarian diplomacy of peace will raise corresponding complaints before the United Nations Security Council, which they don't do anything at this point. Now, President Nicolas Maduro has now also, in addition, ordered all national defense plans to be implemented at the appropriate times and circumstances in strict adherence to provisions of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. So he's ordered that. Yeah, it's all. He's all in. So he's all in. He's preparing to go all in. We're talking about guerrilla armed forces, the very skilled. I would say more than the Iraqi Guard were at that invasion, which was highly illegal. Look, that was an illegal invasion. 1 million Iraqis dead. 1 million Iraqis dead since that invasion, who were called insurgents. So when the U.S. gets invaded next, or Canada, or anyone, um, hopefully we will have enough rest by then. But when we fight back, or the people of Canada fight back, when a Chinese invasion happens, even more so, they're going to be called insurgents. They'll be considered the enemy combatants. See, it's like we've lived this time and time and time again. Okay, so now I have official confirmation that the United States military has confirmed that they did indeed attack Caracas. Yeah. No declaration of war. No declaration of war. Unbelievable. Okay, let's go to some of these things here. This is now, look at this. CIA director confirms Iranian protest now. Get this. This is just lovely. Yeah, it's like a rerun, a repeat every time. Look at this right here. Mike Pompeo. What's he saying? Well, CIA director confirms Iranian protests are Israeli-U.S. false flags. Duh. Yes. Former CIA director Mike Pompeo reveals that Mossad agents are facilitating protests and that Trump pushing this collapse. Told you. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Yeah. That was Iran. That was Iran just in the past couple of days. They're uprising. CIA, Mossad, the whole way. And Mossad, believe it or not, yeah, they look like Arabs. There's Arab, Zionists as well. I'm going to go to a different feed now. We're going to just hang a little longer here. Now that we kind of got the gist, we want to get a little bit more in depth, as this is going to shape 2026, as we just literally started. This is going to shape the rest of the year for us. Okay, so here is these are the bombs currently now landing in Venezuela. Just when you thought we were broke, well, we're never just, we have enough money to make sure that Israel's wars are fulfilled. Okay, here it is. This is
right here.
Yeah, multitude.
So here's the airport. That's the walkway going across. This is the aircraft burning out here. That's hitting here at the bunker. Here's the bunker right there. That's the round that came in at the bunker. Others explosions out on the runway out there. This is aircraft burning out there already. So it's already been hit. And there was an explosion out on the runway and another explosion here at Maduro's bunker. So this is what we were talking about as far as the airport that I just showed you being hit. So gives you an idea of what's going on there. Let me see what else I got here.
Okay. Thank you. Whoever that was a wonderful feed. Okay, we have a lot of people who are tuning in. We have someone asking, why is Venezuela under attack? They're under attack because they have the oil. Maduro said it right in the statement that I just read. You might want to rewatch this. is they have the oil that's going to be needed for the next big war, which is going to be Iran. This is Israel's leading the charge. Once we're in a war with Iran, begrudgingly, Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz. That's where all of the oil of the world has to pass through to get to, our dignitaries and countries. So they'll close the Strait of Hormuz, meaning, we're going to have a hard time getting anywhere. Therefore, the strategic Zionist planners, they said, well, let's go after Venezuela because, number one, they're no friends of Israel. Two, they have the oil. Three, then we can have the war. And that's exactly what's happening. And all the CIA analysts, when they feed the crumbs to the alternative media and said this is about the election being stolen, bullshit. If the election being stolen was the number one priority, Trump would have been spouting it from the top of the mountains for years now. And this whole year too. Not a word, because it's all by design. And they have investments in these countries with the minerals, with their PR firms, the contracting firms. That's what this is all about, for a fact, big time. Mr. Juan Valdez. I think you know who I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Canada is going to be involved. To a degree, I'm sure, because the war with Iran is going to be a big one because it's going to be mutual destruction. Now, the question is, when will Russia and or China get involved? And here's my prediction for you. This should have been on the year in review. Russia doesn't seem to, they're not going to get involved in stopping the ethnic cleansing in Gaza because on the surface level is, well, we don't want to attack Israel because we have Russian Jews who live in whatever Tel Aviv. So okay, there's one. However, Iran, before the bulls on parade there, they hacked. I believe the highest officer in the Mossad and the IDF military. They hacked his cell phone. And in his cell phone, this is just recently, within the past couple of days, he was partying it up with Russian Federation members, and some kind of outing. So there is cahoots. There's collusion and cahoots there. So we're not going to see a Russian footprint stopping what is already done. They, hundreds of thousands of people dead due to October 7th, a self-inflicted wound by Netanyahu. Now here's the Chinese factor. Now China has given Iran some of the most high-level equipped weaponry, to the point where they don't need nuclear weapons. The nuclear weapon charge by Pompeo, the CIA, and Mossad is a means to a way to fulfill the greater Israeli project, which was always in the plans for just years now. In fact, Jared Kushner had already the blueprints to rebuild and redo Gaza before October 7th even happened. He let that slip on an open mic, a hot mic. So we know this. Yeah. And we have a compromised president. Now, even if he's not compromised, we had our very own EU insider, our very own Forsetti, told me 2 years ago, and I always shared it with this audience, who I have the most respect for. He was in the camps of Trump. I want to say 2023, and he ran the other way as soon as he got in. And I said why, and he told me because Trump is Mossad. Now, at the time, I didn't say he was wrong. It was a hard truth to swallow. But when you see the brazenness, when you see the cold callousness, and the American president opening the seats, and just Benjamin Netanyahu's been to the White House in Mar-a-Lago so many times, more than any other foreign leader in modern times. Well, then that's probably, there's some truth to that. In addition to, Netanyahu is a U.S. intelligence asset, as some independent reporters just found out. His files are being not redacted; they're being kept under the FOIA request. Won't release them, and he's being he goes by John J. Sullivan, as we discovered. We've done a segment on that, but so we have a lot of kabuki theater, and let me show you why. Let me make the case for that and why I think that is. I want to show you a Netanyahu of today, and then one of it appears to be the same time, just the other day. Okay, so here's what I believe the real Netanyahu is, because there's a lot of kabuki theater. I made the case that I'm not even sure if Donald Trump is still with us anymore. There's a different looking person every time. And, we talk like this around here because this is really a reality we have to deal with. The CIA has been wearing prosthetics. I mean, the whole Biden thing, if you're new to this, it's not crazy talk. This is some reality. All right, here it is. Check this out. Okay, so this is Netanyahu, how he wants to control all the media and social media in America. Okay, so let's listen to this, because this is what's going to come down on us. This is the hammer to drop now. They've captured the United States media. The Israelis have. Let's hear him talk for a minute.
Influencers, okay. You said, you talked about the woke right, and you said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're Louis. But they're actually meeting on some of the things.
Okay, so that's kind of an older piece, but I just look at the skin pigmentation. Okay, now look at this today. Who the hell's this guy? Look at this robot. Look at this robot. And I mean the one on the right, not the Dr. Phil robot. Look at this phony right here.
October 7th gave people
That's not Netanyahu.
A sense of moral authority to express their anti-Semitism.
Well, because the internet has been flooded by fake propaganda describing Israel as the aggressor instead of the country that's been aggressed upon, saying that falsely accusing us of genocide, when we have sacrificed our soldiers in taking out terrorist places that we could.
Okay, so we're making the point of kabuki theater here. Kabuki theater. So it's getting pretty hot here. I just got word that Chinese officials arrived in Venezuela 4 days ago. That's probably true. Yeah, China has a huge footprint in Venezuela and throughout South America to start. Yeah, to boot. Okay, so we're going to kind of it's a lot of fakery. And Netanyahu has been running the assassination programs for decades. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's trying to catch up to George Herbert Walker Bush. Okay, well, to just kind of cap it off here tonight, we have now announced that, and I guess Trump has as well, Venezuela is officially under attack by the United States military at behest of Israel for the greater war to come with Iran that Israel wants for the greater Israeli project. So we are officially in another undeclared illegal war using the blood and treasure of the United States as the American people sleep due to the holidays, recovered. I remain steadfast here with all of you, as promised. Subconsciously, I knew this was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be on so fast. Maybe, thought it'd be maybe throughout the week, but here it is. So as more things develop and evolve, I will continue to showcase and bring you the latest breaking news in this world affair as the worldwide calamity continues to just build and build, while we continue to give you the in-depth truth and reality of who truly has the hidden hand in this. So, okay, Happy New Year to everybody, if we can even say that. Be safe out there, and I will hear from you, or you will hear from me soon. I need to get some rest here. It is just so late, but pray for the people of Venezuela and everyone who will be affected by this. So, and see you soon. Until next time, always remember to stay tuned and stay awake. Dean Ryan signing off. Good night, everybody.